New statistics this morning showing Southern Oregon is getting hit hard by flu season this year. We'll break down what that means for you.
Scurry County is backtracking 4 years of payments to find $2 million worth of missing money. We'll tell you what the treasurer is doing right now.
And it's completely different waking up for our Thursday compared to our Wednesday. Widespread precipitation for the region and a bit warmer temperatures as you're heading out the door. We'll take a look at your commute in just a bit.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning. The time is 6 a.m. on February 13th. Welcome to NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm Damien Alvarado.
And I'm Brinkley Hill. And we're going to check in with Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress right now. And Sarah, I just looked at you because we started to hear something. It was the wind outside that we could hear in the building. So what should people expect for their commute?
Well, out the door this morning, definitely some windy conditions for your commute, especially into the Rogue Valley, the Shasta Valley, along the coast, along the passes as well. It is going to be a windy day for us today, but radar is completely different from last night as well. Taking a closer look at where we're seeing some of that heavier precipitation right now. Definitely some heavier rain as we're heading into the coastal mountain ranges, even into Josephine County. Lighter amount into Medford this morning, but we're not missing out on those really gusty wind conditions. Currently, it's about 46 degrees and those wind gusts about 21 miles per hour, even more at times. We should see them settle a bit. We're dealing with a wind advisory into the Rogue and Shasta valleys through 9 a.m. this morning, but throughout the day it will continue to be windy for the region. We still have a few winter weather alerts in place. That winter storm warning for Siskiyou County, many areas into Southern Oregon dealing with the winter weather advisory. So heading out the door, expect some tricky travel, especially along the passes. You're heading through Siskiyou Summit this morning into Northern California near Mount Shasta City, but I would say arguably anywhere on the I-5 this morning into Siskiyou County, you're going to have a bit of trouble, especially with that wind. Now, temperatures are a bit warmer this morning. We'll take a closer look at what you can expect for your high temperatures today coming up in our next forecast.
Now, right now, we're going to take a look at some school closures and delays for today. Right now, Dunsmuir High School has announced they're closed for today. Klamath County School District and Prospect School have a 2-hour late start. College of the Siskiyou's campuses in Weed and Wairika will open at 10 a.m. and Oregon Institute of Technology's Klamath Falls campus will also open at 10. And this morning, you might want to leave some extra room for your morning commute as that wind continues this morning.
Yeah, and you're also going to want to avoid parks, especially if they're in Ashland. The city is still working on storm cleanup from over a week ago. City crews are cleaning up downed trees and branches, and continued icy conditions are making parks unsafe for visitors.
We're starting to see a little bit of runoff issues, so the melting snow is also causing a few issues, but we've been able to deal with most of it so far, but people are definitely getting a little bit tired at this point.
City parks are gradually reopening, but several still remain closed for some safety reasons. This wind now adding to cleanup efforts in unsafe conditions. With winter weather still in the forecast, city officials are urging the public to stay away from parks and trails that might have some falling branches or icy patches.
This morning, students are returning to North Medford High School for the first time since the collapse of the gym roof. The area surrounding the gym is still considered to be a hazard. The school spent yesterday fencing off the building to create a safe distance around the unstable building. Medford School District Superintendent is applauding the work of construction crews and school district employees after the collapse of the North Medford High School gym.
They dropped everything and did everything in their power to ensure that students and adults were always safe.
We've worked with our engineers, our city teams, Medford Fire, to ensure that our contractor, to ensure that if these walls were to fail, worst case scenario, it's still not going to impact anybody and harm anybody. So students and staff will be safe.
The district and engineers looked at other buildings on campus to confirm they're all structurally sound. Other local districts now inspecting their school buildings to make sure that the recent snow didn't cause damage elsewhere.
Given Medford's, unfortunate circumstances for Medford, and our heart goes out to them. We wanted to, in an abundance of caution, put another set of eyes on all the buildings.
The district is still working to determine when the building will be demolished. The school's insurance company now working to get to the bottom of this collapse. NewsWatch 12 was told that the district has been transparent about this collapse and is asking families not to fuel any rumors.
Onto our health watch. If you feel like everyone you know has been sick recently, it's because the CDC says we're experiencing the most intense flu season in at least 15 years. The most recent data estimates there have been over 24 million flu illnesses in the U.S. this season. California and Oregon have had a high number of positive flu tests. New data was released overnight by the Oregon Health Authority that says Jackson and Josephine counties have 35% of people testing positive for the flu. That's the highest rate across the state. Right now, you're looking at the percentage of positive cases since 2021. During the first week of February, those positive cases increased from 0% in 2021 all the way to 23% in 2025.
People are going to experience mild illness, but I will say even that mild illness, people don't feel good. So that is why people are accessing the emergency department.
Jackson County Public Health says if you have flu symptoms such as a fever, cough, sore throat, talk to your doctor before visiting the hospital emergency room. People at higher risk of severe illness from influenza include people 65 years or older, children, pregnant women, and those with chronic medical conditions or weak immune systems.
OHA says positive COVID-19 cases are low this season because of vaccination and immunity, but the latest report shows that RSV is on the rise. Last week, over 300 people in Oregon tested positive for RSV. 74 of those positive tests were in Jackson and Josephine counties. OHA says over 277 people have been hospitalized in the Portland area due to RSV this season.
And we are less than a week away from the deadline to submit kids' vaccine records to schools and child care facilities. Under state law, all children must provide documentation showing they are up to date on required immunizations or have an exemption by February 19th. If a child's vaccination records are not up to date, the child's school or care center will send them home. For a closer look at what vaccines are required, head to our website, ktrv.com.
Multiple Oregon lawmakers are urging Oregon Schools Activity Association to align with federal policy on women's sports. In response to the executive order signed by President Trump restricting women's competitions to biological females, multiple representatives sent a letter to OSAA President Peter Weber requesting an immediate rule change to specify girls' high school sports participation is reserved for biologically female athletes.
And Republican Representative Dwayne Yunker of Grants Pass said, "We are committed to ensuring fairness in women's athletics and protecting opportunities for female athletes." Fellow Republican Representative Boomer Wright of Reedsport added, "As a former teacher, principal, and superintendent, I know how strong and talented young women in our school are." The Curry County Board of Commissioners are investigating why over $2 million is currently unaccounted for. This missing funds started to be unaccounted for in 2021. The county's finance director calling the finances a nightmare situation. The director and treasurer spent their last day of 2024 and the last month backtracking 4 years of spending.
Due to the prior treasurer and the prior finance director and there being over 2 years of unreconcilable, untraceable, there are receipts of deposits that we cannot account for. We had to work with our auditor. There were dozens of transactions that were not accounted for that we had to write off.
County Commissioner Jay Choss said that in 2021, 2 payments of $2 million went into the Treasury's department, but it was only journaled once. The former Curry County Treasurer submitted their final report in March of 2024. The new county treasurer was notified December 30th of 2024 of the error by the U.S. Department of Treasury asking where those additional funds are.
And since the very end of last year, the county has been working to track the funds and reporting back to the U.S. Treasury Department. This was a first debrief with still to be done to balance the county's books. Commissioner Patrick Hollinger said this board is trying to bring structure and policy back to the county. Correcting this error is the first step. An Applegate Fire District is sending multiple firefighters to Seattle in less than a month to support the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Now, the firefighters climbed the tallest building in the city, the Columbia Center, in full gear to support people battling blood cancer. Last year, NewsWatch 12 spoke to an Applegate firefighter who took part in this 69 flight benefit.
And I think what it really says about our department and our members that are climbing is, we're here to do anything. We can get called at any time of the day, any time of night, whenever. We need to be able to be ready.
Multiple fire districts across Southern Oregon take part in this yearly benefit. Last year, the Seattle Stair Climb raised over $2 million to go towards blood cancer research, and Applegate Valley themselves funded almost $2,000 worth of donations. And the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office is reopening an unsolved homicide case from 1991. They're asking for the public's help. This announcement is a week after the Sheriff's Office launched their website for unsolved cases. The cold case unit says they found multiple people of interest in the death of 77-year-old May Elma Metchling. Metchling was found shot dead in her Klamath River home in March of 1991. Closer look at this case can be found on our website.